Are you looking for a podcast where you can hear from real people regarding their real dental drama? If so, then you've come to the right place. Join hosts Bethany Petty and Dr. Rena Kuba as we dive into the solutions we've created and the mistakes we've made while managing dental drama. Let's get started. Welcome back, Dad.
Thanks for inviting me.
Back by, not by popular demand this time, but by Kuba threatening that if we do not record while you're here, then she's going to be off the show. So
that's a pretty serious threat. Better honor that. It's so nice to be in your office as opposed to a car or your closet.
Yeah, we actually have nice comfy chairs and hopefully
closet,
some rain will come through on the mic because it sounds beautiful up here. So I've got a topic for you today. The monthly digest is out, and in it I talk about this feeling that we kind of get in summertime where we're just kind of, it's a restless energy. We want to be out doing stuff, going, vacationing. I get this a lot with team members when I'm in offices. Like their mind isn't necessarily in the office. Like they're thinking about other things. And so I feel like you've always done such a good job of incorporating fun into the practice in various ways, just little bitty things and big things too. So I thought I'm going to pick your brain on what can practices or teams do to still keep that fun kind of going through the summer, maybe even in a different way, so that it still feels exciting to come to work. And then when we're at home, we're thinking about vacations and water parks and all of that. So tell me your initial thoughts on this.
Well, I think when you asked me this, I thought I'm probably not the right person any longer to be asking that question. Because the older I've gotten, and it's all perspective too, because I'm thinking we're having fun.
Yeah.
Maybe they're like, I'll be glad when this day is over. So I think it's a matter of perspective too, but I think in thinking about that, most of our fun at our office revolves around food.
I was thinking the same thing.
We are, your mother will say every month as she looks through the bills, how many times have you guys eaten this month? And how many times have you been to Walmart to buy stuff for these women? So for us, a lot of times, like some mornings, I will make parfaits for them.
Yeah.
And so that is kind of a fun thing. But then it does revolve around food. A lot. Mm-hmm. Like it may be a corn dog day from Sonic.
Yeah.
So it doesn't have to be big. But I'm fortunate now that the team we're with, the team that we have now, they all really like each other.
Yeah.
So for us, I think it's a fun day for them.
Yeah. Because
we're not too serious. And they just enjoy being together, and they plan stuff, or no, this is very productive. If we're like have a slack period, maybe one of our ladies likes to do eyelashes.
Yeah.
So if we've got 15 minutes, she'll go in there and put in some eyelashes on one of them.
Yes.
Even one of them pierced ears the other day. So everything is, every team has a different dynamic.
It's easy when everybody likes each other.
Yeah. And this is the first time that I've really had a team that really, they all like each other. And we may have spoken about this. They enjoy spending time together away from the office, mm-hmm. which I've never had before. It's like, I don't want to see you again once we leave at 5 o'clock. So for us, it's easy, but for a team that's you're not that lucky, I'm open to some ideas, because really I think as I've aged, I think less about
fun.
Yeah.
Well, and it could be too that you're naturally, it's happening without you having to foster it, so to speak.
Yeah, we just have a few people that really have fun laughs.
Yeah.
So Caitlin over in hygiene, one of the hygienists, you can just hear her laughing all day, and we'll just if I'm with one of the assistants and we'll just look up at each other and just smile.
Yeah.
Don't you just love that? Because it is
just brightens
fun.
the day.
Oh my gosh, it's fun.
Yeah. So it's allowing the people on your team that already have that fun, vibrant personality, giving them the freedom to have laughter and intermittent little.
But the challenge is, if I'm just fortunate enough to not take myself seriously, and I was just born with this kind of lighthearted.
Yeah.
But if you're not born that way, like when I went to work for my uncle, and we talked about this, my personality drove him crazy, so he fired me.
Yeah.
So it's just that I was lucky to be born with this. But if you aren't born with that, it's going to be a challenge, and it'll drive you crazy. So you have to weigh the lightheartedness. What's the value for our practice? How does it help us all feel?
Mm-hmm.
I think it releases a lot of chemicals that make it easier to work.
Yeah.
But if you're not wired that way,
you have to almost fight for it.
Yeah, because you feel like, we're not being productive.
Right. It's like that's takes away from the productivity.
Yeah.
When I feel like, and I feel confident that you would say yes to this, that you feel like that's actually enhanced the productivity through the years.
I think so too, and just releases or reduces some of the stress our patients feel.
Yeah.
Because it's not so serious, and so I don't know. I think it's just been a benefit, but again, that's just a lucky thing that I was born that way, and my personality attracted those people, or I was just fortunate enough to get people that are kind of
the right mix.
The right mix.
Yeah.
But the challenge for your listeners is if you're not wired that way, can I see the value in having some fun? Yeah.
Well, and it may just be a mental mindset, like I have to choose to see that fun is a part of productivity, that it doesn't take away from it. Now, there's always a line, like if the whole day is spent doing eyelashes, that's not productive, but a 15-minute downtime when we've had a really great morning and allowing your team to have a little bit of fun with that, to me it adds to the ability to continue through the end of the day.
But I'll be honest, I mean, I have to, even though I'm bid that way, I still have to rein myself in because they're doing this, and I'm thinking, could you not be doing something else? Could you be on the phone and call some of our patients? So there is I still have that struggle.
Yeah.
And occasionally it gets surfaces, and then I'm sorry because I'm a jerk. So I understand that.
Yeah.
But fortunately, we pretty much stay on our production goals. But if we're a little behind,
that's when you feel it.
I'm less fun.
Yeah.
And they will tell you that I'm less fun because I will. We have headsets, but on those days where I'm feeling like we need to be more productive, I'm up at the front all the time saying, "Hey, y'all call. What about this patient? What about?" And I drive them crazy.
So it behooves them to have a busy schedule.
Yeah. Yeah. So they know that I'm fun, and I like for them to have fun, but underlying it all is we've got to be productive.
Yeah.
And if we're behind production for the month, I get...
There's a different tone.
Oh, yeah.
But I feel like that's fair, too. It's almost like when the job is done, let's have fun. When the job is not done, then we have a job to do. So I feel like that's a fair expectation.
You gotta have a balance in there.
Yeah.
So, no, as I'm sitting here thinking, no, I'm not all fun, and I'm not always okay with it. It just depends on where we are, how productive we are.
what that specific day looks like.
Yeah.
And
It's a day-by-day thing.
One of the things that I was chuckling about as I was thinking about this topic is you and the team were on a waffle kick for a while. Is that what y'all were making waffles every morning?
Breakfast for them every morning, pancakes or waffles. And I haven't done that. It seems like I kind of wore that out.
They were tired of the pancakes and waffles.
So now they are on, believe it or not, great value breakfast meals. You can get them at Walmart. They're like $1 something, It's an egg, sausage, or whatever. So they go through
phases. Which is probably good because you probably go through phases. There's only so many waffles and pancakes you can make till you're tired of it.
I was on a cereal kick for a while, so I had cereal for them. So I like to get them started on a sugar high.
Yeah.
In the morning.
But again, I think it sounds, extreme to some. You're like, oh my gosh, breakfast every morning. But also it does have the element of fun.
Yeah.
Because it's like something to look forward to. You don't have to think about breakfast. We're able to snack during the morning huddle and kind of make it feel more social because there's a breakfast that's been provided. So it is that little element of fun. And I think you've got the personality that can handle that level of fun throughout the whole year. We've got our plenty of dentists out there like, oh my gosh, I might be able to do that a week.
Yeah.
But still,
that's all right. Yeah.
Even if that's just, hey, the 4th of July week, we work 3 days and I'm going to feed y'all breakfast those 3 days. That's a little something extra for teams to look forward to.
No, it doesn't have to be as extreme as I'm doing it. And I'm at a different phase too,
Yeah.
74 this year, so your younger guys can't imagine this,
Yeah.
What is wrong with you? You just lost it, man.
But
and your wife, your mother feels that way.
She's like, what's wrong with you?
What are you doing with these women? You're spoiling them.
But again, that creates an environment that you have now, which is fun. There's enough social in it that they've gotten to know each other in that way and they enjoy that. So I do think there's a benefit to it. Sustainability for somebody that's not your personality type or in your phase of life, it may not be the case. But that's a great way to
choose.
Yeah. And I like to what I liked about the waffle and pancake thing and the parfaits is there is an element of service in that as well. You're about to enter into a day where they're serving you and trying to help you take care of these patients. And so it almost like starts the day on I'm going to take care of you first. And so I'm in there early at the office whipping up waffles and pancakes. Dr. Cooper and I chat about this some because she's very much a fantastic gift person. She's so thoughtful and just, I'm always like, how did she think of that? Just one little thing that she's heard and listened. And so she's very intentional with what she does with her team. And she says the same thing. They do little parties throughout the year, a Valentine's, potluck or something like that. And so she was talking with her associate and encouraged him to bring something. He's like, oh yeah, I'll pick up some cookies. And she's like, no, you make those cookies because there's something about my doctor put in this effort. And same thing goes with the waffles and pancakes. Like my doctor's here early whipping up these waffles and pancakes, even if it's just for a week. Yeah. It's like that speaks. Yeah. Beyond fun, it's service as well, which I think is a good way to start the day. So.
Yeah, they seem to like it.
Yeah.
And now expect it.
That's the problem. That's why maybe making it short term is better.
Yeah, like maybe for your guys, maybe one day a week or once a month or.
Can you think of, so food is kind of the central for you guys. I know y'all do things outside of the office as well. Can you give us a few things that y'all have done?
So, like we have a good water park at our little town. So go to the water park as an office.
Yeah.
Most of it has been, we'll do restaurants.
Yeah.
I don't know why it is. It's food.
It's food.
The crazy thing is it's food, but like 3 or 4 of our ladies are on the shot for
Oh,
weight loss. And they're like, Doc, you're not helping
Helping.
me at all. You're counterproductive.
Like, I'm sorry, but not sorry.
Yeah. So really, I am
Well, and y'all had
lost.
this spring. Y'all did, or maybe it was summer, something at the farm.
Oh yeah. We did have a big cookout.
Yeah.
And a really big cookout, and I forgot the reasoning, but
I can't remember what it was.
We came out and we cooked hamburgers and hot dogs for them. That's right.
Yeah. Which that was again something that it was I think relatively simple. It's it's away from the practice.
Yeah.
Y'all have some land that's about 15 minutes from the practice, little farm, and so getting the team away from the office, out in nature.
With their mates, we get to see their husbands and their kids. That we don't normally. So yeah, that was fun. And then this fall, I'm sending them all to some concert.
Oh, cool.
They all wanted to go to a concert, and I said, well, let me just buy the tickets for you.
Yeah.
So they talked about that for a month. Oh, we're so glad,
Yeah. Yeah.
So just little
things.
So if you can just find out what they like. Like most of our office really likes music and concerts.
Yeah.
Not something I would go to.
Right.
At all, but I'm glad to send them.
Yeah.
So like Dr. Kuba does, if you can just find what's special to them.
Right. And then even thinking about that, because again, I think there's this restlessness with summer where team members, at the end of the day, if they could just be off all summer and play, that's what they would choose to do, is honestly what I gather as I'm talking.
We were programmed that way from school. Because we were off all summer.
Yeah.
So I think our memories, those are some of their
best times.
Memories now. So if we could just be off all summer, I'd be a kid again. Yeah.
And then we think about, a lot of our team members are parents, have kids. Yeah. Their kids are off for the summer. Yeah. So they're, planning stuff for their kids and trying to keep their kids entertained. And so I do think it's a difficult time for team members to be focused and energetic. That energy is going towards other things during summer. And so to me, it's like, how can we just do little things to make work feel fun? And it could be breakfast. It could be we plan this cookout and we're thinking about that. Or we've heard of something that the team wanted to do or is interested in, and we're planning that. Sometimes if the doctor himself or herself is not naturally good at social gift giving, things like that, they may have to lean into a team member that's good at it and go, hey, how can we incorporate some fun this summer? You've got great ideas. Give me a few. And even help having that point person be the executor of that. Because a lot of times if they can't even think of a good idea, they're not good implementers of that good idea. So it may just be tagging in a team member.
Well, and now that you mentioned that, Amanda is really great at that because all of a sudden she's just really good at it. There will be gifts.
Yeah.
She's just purchased on Amazon.
Yeah.
And it's something like, recently it was a little battery pack that would attach to your phone to give you extra power. So she's just coming up with stuff like that, or Bed Bath and Beyond.
Yeah.
So not expensive stuff, but it's just the little treat that they seem so excited about. So it doesn't take much and doesn't take a lot of money.
Yeah. To just make that person.
I'm thinking about you.
Yeah. I think that's the key thing. And even something simple like that, I love that idea because she's thinking of little things that would benefit everybody, but maybe it's the dog days of summer gifts, that you've got 3 or 4 little gifts that you sprinkle throughout the summer. They come into morning huddle and it's in a cute little gift bag on the table. So I think the art of gift giving is really something I'm just terrible at.
I'm terrible at it. I'm
awful.
so grateful that Amanda does it.
Yes, and Amanda.
I don't even know we don't discuss it. She just
does it. Yeah, and Amanda,
Hallelujah.
Just for listeners, is his office manager.
Right.
Just so y'all know.
Yeah.
And she's
really
gifted at that.
She just comes up.
Yeah.
I wish I could remember, but it's often. It's probably maybe once a month she comes up with something like that.
Yeah. And to me, again, that's if a doctor can't think of what a team might enjoy, asking a key person on the team, like, hey, if I got a gift for everybody that was, $25-$30, what would you think would make everybody happy?
Yeah.
And again, I would do that as an element of surprise.
Yeah.
I don't think they should know that that's happening, or I think just the surprise gift
means a lot more.
And then there's the actual, so I'm terrible at gifts because I'm not creative at like wrapping it. I just throw it in a gift bag. Here you go. But there's actually a psychology behind gift giving. So I think I've mentioned this author to you before. I talk about him all the time. But Robert Cialdini is the science of persuasion.
Yeah.
And he talks about reciprocity is one of the key elements of persuasion. And basically he says there's this inclination to give back to somebody that's given to you. So I've got a friend that every year, I'm terrible at Christmas, I'm terrible at all gifts, but every year she has a creative little Christmas gift for me. And so we'll meet up with them and she's like, oh, and here's your Christmas gift. And I'm like, oh, I feel like a chump. I haven't thought about her. I haven't thought about gifts, and here I'm receiving this gift. And so there's this guilt you feel when you've received something, and you're like, oh, Lord, I need to pay it back in some way. Yeah. And so gift giving, when we do it in a way that's the key, what Cialdini would say is it's personalized, customized, and then it's the how you give it. So it's not just, throw in the gift bag. It's like, okay, so I've really been thinking about you and I thought you'd really enjoy, and there's this, it sounds, it's persuasion, but he says don't diminish the gift. If you've put a lot of thought into that, then when the way you give it should also feel thoughtful. Special. Yes. Wow. And so, great. Amanda hearing, oh, my battery's dead, battery's dead, and she goes and thinks I can solve this with a little gift. Then again, making sure that that's communicated. I thought about you guys with this little gift. And so, it could be something as simple as little gifts.
Yeah, I think the big thing is just knowing that summer's a challenge. And just trying to be creative, or using someone on your team that can do that for you.
Yeah. And that could even be if you don't have somebody on the team that's kind of that trustworthy person. It could even be just running it past your spouse to go,
oh yeah,
what are some ideas that you have? The main thing is to keep the age of your team in mind, because if, let's say you've got a 50-something-year-old doc and his wife that are coming up with ideas for their 20-something team, it may not.
Yeah.
So if you're not in the same age group as your team, you may want to find a resource, talk to one of your kids, if you've got a kid in that age range, to try to figure out.
Yeah, that's smart.
Yeah. Last thing you want to give is something they're like, what is this?
Yeah.
Well, it was helpful back in the 80s, so thought it'd be helpful.
Yeah.
I've got some clients that have done like a book club through the summertime.
Wow. Yeah. We're terrible. So Amanda has tried to get us to all read the same book. Like, I think the last one was The Energy Bus.
Yeah.
Great book. They do not read. They do not read. Because I don't know why. Maybe they're just not readers. Or they're like, I don't have time. Give me time at the office and I'll read.
Yeah.
But when they get home, they have lives.
Yes.
And kids. So we've tried that and it failed miserably.
Well, and I think that's too, like, reading, as awful as this sounds, like, we're sitting in my office with books everywhere. I love books.
Right.
But I'm also 44 years old, and we didn't read books on audio or on the internet, or like we picked up books when I was growing up, when you were growing up. So it could be that it's kind of the lost art too of actual books.
Reading.
But it could also be a podcast that y'all decide to listen to together.
That's a good idea. They would probably do that.
Yeah, and it doesn't even have to be work related. It can be fun. There's so many fun podcasts out there, mysteries. There's biographical ones that I've really enjoyed listening to, where you're learning about a true life character. So it doesn't have to be productivity or work related. It can be, hey, let's just listen to a podcast together this summer, which can be fun. It gives the team something to talk about.
Yeah.
So
that's a good idea.
Or
really good.
A series to watch, even on TV. One of the suggestions that I make in the digest this month is to have, under the team building, is to have the team watch this certain movie that I thought was so inspiring. And so it could just be, let's pick a movie of the month.
That's
a movie of the month that we're going to watch, and then we'll have something to talk about. And so I think there's just little ways to incorporate fun.
Well, and we're in such a technology now, and you can just say, don't use AI and say, give me some ideas.
So true. I can't. It's so many of my clients are whizzes with this AI. I'm still, Manny's good with it as well.
Manny is.
But the things they'll ask me like, hey, are you using, Chat GBT or whatever? I'm like, no, not really. And then they'll look up something and I'm like, that's remarkable. Or they'll put together an email that Chat GBT put together. So you could just say,
hey, give me some ideas for my team.
Fun summer ideas for the team.
It will come up with some ideas.
But pages of ideas.
I know.
You have,
it's nuts.
yeah, you don't have to be creative anymore. Just let AI do it.
So I'm thinking now we might just have a bathing suit day.
Yeah.
Where we all wear bathing suits.
Oh, good Lord, yes.
It might not work. I'm not really sure.
I don't know.
What do you think that?
You'd have a really busy schedule that day.
Yeah.
Full of men.
Oh, yeah.
They'd be willing to get any treatment done.
Yeah. We got a bunch of old, toothless men that come in the office. Oh, man.
Yeah.
So, but, and I don't know that we're really doing anything. We always have a monthly basket giveaway. So, the summer months, I think this month we're giving away like an ice cream maker and stuff like that. So as far as our patients, I think that's the fun thing that we do.
Yeah.
We do have music going on all the time that we try to make it fun music.
Yeah.
We just added a Keurig coffee machine for them out front and a little fridge for waters. So as far as the patients, that's,
trying to keep it fun for the patients too. Well, and I think that's part of it too. We've talked a lot about the team, but also if we have fun stuff going on for the patients, then that keeps the energy up as well. And
you might just reach out to your team and say, hey, what would be fun? What can we do to make summer? We know how you're feeling. We know it's a difficult time for all of us, that we'd rather be outside playing, but what can we do? Give us some ideas.
Yeah.
What we can do to make it better for you during the summer.
And I think also just that awareness that team members are feeling torn in the summer. Even if they don't have kids, I think it goes back to we were trained to get to summer and it's break time.
Right.
So it really is requiring some power through energy from our team. And so just knowing that, again, being a leader in the practice, you're like, I got to bring the energy. I can't also demonstrate that I'm torn.
Right.
or that I'm not wanting to be here.
Yeah.
We can't come in with, oh gosh, here we go. It's Monday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good luck. I hope you make it.
Because the team is already struggling, and if their leader comes in not wanting to be at work, it's not going to go well. It's going to be a vicious downward cycle. So it may take some theatrics, to put on that happy face and
I'm so glad to be
rev
here.
it up.
I love it.
I mean, we could, and if that's not the dentist status quo, like, again, get a team member that you assign for the summer. Hey, bring a joke to morning huddle.
That's a great idea.
I've got a team that does this, and it is
idea.
so fun. It's one of my orthodontic clients, and they have a team member that leads huddle every morning. They lead for the week, and they have a daily gratitude. Everybody's got one person gives their daily gratitude for that day, and they know in advance who's on the schedule to give daily gratitude, and then one person is responsible for a joke.
That's great.
And the joke can be, a lot of times it's a YouTube video. It's like a little funny, 30-second, a cat attacking something, and it really, they end on the joke.
That is a great idea.
And it just sets this little fun, you leave the huddle laughing.
Yeah.
Which, what better way to start your day than that?
We're going to do that. That's a great idea.
Yeah, it's...
And the gratitude thing.
And the gratitude, yeah.
Wow, yeah.
Yeah, and for your team to know what their day is so that they're thinking about that. It's not that awkward moment of, okay, Amanda, it's your gratitude today. And she's like, oh, gosh.
I'm grateful for the doctor. Is that the correct answer? Was Jesus
Jesus.
Was Jesus the answer?
Just always say Jesus. You'll be right. Yeah, so if they know in advance, then they're prepared. And it flows in this one team. It flows smoothly. They know the order of their huddle. They know somebody's already prepared their gratitude. The joke's already pulled up, on YouTube, ready to go. It's very smooth, but it's also fun. So start the day right.
That's a really great idea.
And then you throw in some parfaits, and you just... How can you not have a good day after that?
Drink at lunch. The afternoon just flies by.
I've had some teams that end the day with some shots of something.
Yeah.
If that's what gets you through the day, then I know we got shots at 5 p.m. So we laugh about that, but I do have a team that Thursday is their last day of the week.
Yeah.
And I think the first Thursday of every month is they go to happy hour. And
really?
Yeah. They look, as a team, that's what they look forward to. That gets them through. So, again, something so simple. The doctor doesn't even have to be there.
Oh, no. They'd probably prefer the doctor not be.
The doctor doesn't go.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just them, creating that on their own. So, again, it may be if that doesn't exist on your team, tag in your super excited person and go, hey, you think you can coordinate like some kind of Thursday after social or something, and just let them take it and run with it. So these don't have to.
Don't feel the pressure that you have to figure it all out.
No.
Like we're going next weekend to a communications class.
Oh, cool.
And the whole office is going, and they asked me, are you going to go to the beach with us? And I said, absolutely not.
No.
Because they already know beach is not my thing, and I'm thinking they'll have so much more fun without me.
Yes.
They've gotten better, and maybe I'm just relaxed, but they know that your mom and I don't drink.
Yeah.
We just don't drink,
Yeah.
It's just the way that we were raised, plus we don't like the taste of it, so we just don't drink. So then they felt a little awkward drinking in front of us.
Right.
And so finally, I think they understand, I don't care.
Yeah.
This is just me.
Yeah.
This is my personal choice. You can drink in front of me.
Yeah.
I do not care.
Right.
But still, I think there's a little hesitation there of I can't really be myself in front of the doc.
Right. And I think that's true for a lot of team members.
Yeah.
Even if they've got a great relationship like you have with the team, there's a professionalism there that most people have, that they're going to rein it
I prefer
in.
that the doc not see me this way.
Yeah.
Totally out of control.
Yeah.
So anyway, so there are some things that it's probably better that the doc is not involved because they'll have a lot more fun.
Yeah. But then you're blessing it in a way, going, go, have fun.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to be there for that. We just are coming off of the APD conference a couple weeks ago, and Dr. Kuba took her team out there, and they the first day went and did whitewater rafting. She wasn't there.
Yeah.
But the whole team went and did it together. And again, the doctor doesn't have to be there for everything for the team to have fun.
I think so.
And so I think that's a good takeaway too, is fun can happen without you, but it may require your encouragement to happen, or roping in a team member that's good at it. So, well, awesome. Hopefully we've given at least a few ideas, but ChatGPT is going to totally slaughter us. So just
go ask.
Just go ask. And just know that you need to incorporate it this summer. That's what your team needs to kind of get through the dog days of summer. So, okay.
I think just ask your team what would make, what can we do to make
life better
this summer.
Yeah. And most practices, within reason.
Yeah. It's not work till noon every day.
Yeah, no.
The whole afternoon's off this summer.
Yeah. Which would be some of the suggestions. Can we just just go part-time?
Yeah.
No. Because summer months are what I call feast months. They usually are busy.
Yeah.
There's a few small little subset cities that are very affluent, that they travel a lot in the summer, so those might be lighter months for them. But for most demographics, it's a very busy time. So we do need our team firing on all cylinders. And so it behooves us to put energy into this fun side of things so that we get the most out of summer. And that's not cutting hours. That's working.
I agree.
Don't lengthen the hours, but awesome. Hey, thanks for chatting with me.
Love you.
Thanks for joining the conversation today. We hope that you are comforted in knowing that you are not alone. But we also hope that you're walking away with some really great tips and tricks to try in your practice. We value your feedback, so please take a few moments to rate and review the podcast. Finally, we want to make sure that we're covering the topics that matter to you. So track us down on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and let us know what topics you want us to cover. As always, please know that we are rooting for you today as you manage your dental drama.